And what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning back in. I'm Zach Davis. I want to say congratulations first off to William Reed last week for winning the John Owen 7-volume Hebrews commentary set. This week, I'm going to be giving away 2 books to members on YouTube or Patreon of any amount. So sign up so you can join that drawing for this Friday that's coming. I'm going to be giving away Samuel Dawson's book on the resurrection. Also, John Walton's book, The Lost World of Genesis 1. So, The Lost World of Genesis 1, John Walton, Samuel Dawson's book on the resurrection. Okay, this is a question that I received from a friend last week, and he asked me, he said, Zach, where do you think we are in the timeline of eschatology? So I want to real briefly lay out my timeline of eschatology. I believe that the old heavens and earth, old created order, all right, is a reference to the old covenant system. That old covenant system began to fall off the scene, okay? According to Hebrews 8:13, it was passing away in the first century from AD 30, fully removed in AD 70 as Christ fulfilled it. Jesus said, I didn't come to abolish, but to fulfill. Once it's fully fulfilled at the last trumpet, which is an old covenant feast day, it passes off the scene. So here's how I have the timeline in Revelation chapter 20. First off, I believe with the amillennial and postmillennial that the millennium began during the ministry of Jesus. The binding of Satan would occur then. I have the binding of Satan as the binding of Old Covenant Israel, Jerusalem, so that false Judaizing message can't deceive the nations. I would then have the release of Satan to time up around AD 66, and you can go to 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8, where it says your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. I would take you back to Ezekiel chapters 20 to 23, and you can see how that exact language is used for Israel's corrupt priesthood, how they were trying to devour and like roaring lions trying to encompass the people. So the millennium begins roughly AD 26, 27. I have the releasing of Satan at about AD 66. I have the 3.5-year tribulation from AD 66 to AD 70. At AD 70, I have the completion of the millennium and the resurrection of the dead, and that culminates at the destruction of Old Covenant Israel by the Romans who were sent to do so according to Romans chapter 12 and Romans chapter 13. So that's my timeline on that. That would be the complete dissolution of the old created order. Revelation 21, the new heavens, new earth comes down in full. The kingdom comes in full. AD 70 at the destruction of the old. So that's the way that I would take that. So the millennium is in the first century and culminates at AD 70, ushering in the new heavens and new earth. God bless. Like and subscribe down below.